is useless unless I knit like a madman, but I don't want to knit like a madman this week because I've been knitting like a madman. I decided to do a hand-dyed yarn advent this year. Hello and welcome to Golden Hour Knitwear. I'm Camry and this is episode number 7, I think. And be sure to stay tuned until the end because we're gonna have a little giveaway. I have quite a few things to show this week. Different things that you haven't seen last week. Some finished objects. Just new stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. So I guess let's just jump into it. I'm not wearing my finished object because I know I'm wearing long sleeve, but this is not wool. So, and it's still a little warm. So I'm not gonna wear a full worsted weight warm sweater right now because it's still a little warm. But this is my Wren Sweater by Kerr McDonald, also known as Macraft's. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. I absolutely love this. I love the way it turned out, especially after blocking it. And I love the color. I love the stitch definition on this yarn. I love it so much. So here is just the stockinette section so you can see the different colors of the green coming through. Because I did dye this, so it's hand dyed, so it's not like perfectly the same color everywhere like a commercial yarn would be or whatever. But I absolutely love it. I love it so much. This was a test knit. The pattern is not out yet. It will be out at the end of this month, I think. I think testers have another week or so to finish it. I can't remember honestly when this is due. I know I'm well within the time limit though. So let's talk about it a little bit. So this is worsted weight. I know Rebecca Clow of the Crayabea is coming out with a similar sweater with this. I don't know what Rebecca's is, but Kirby's is double moss stitch, I believe. Double moss stitch. And it's worsted weight, whereas Rebecca's is DK weight, I think. And then Rebecca's has extra detailing here. But I think the things about Kirby's that I love a lot is that I think her armholes are a little bit more open. I think Rebecca usually has her armpits on her sweaters come up a little bit higher. I like that this one's more open. The worsted weight just, I don't know. I think I like DK weight, but I love that this is just such a quick knit. I love the way it turned out. I think it's amazing in worsted weight. And then I chose the split hem, so you could either choose to do the split hem or not at the bottom, and I love that. And then she also has a t-shirt in the same style that she released this summer, and then she also has a kids version that she released, was it in the spring this year? Or was it in the spring probably this year. So the child's version. So if I want, I can match with my kiddo, which I think is so fun. I don't know, I just love this. Like, I love it so much. I finished it up. I was so excited. I took a video of myself wearing it unblocked, and I'll put it up on the screen so you can see the difference because it's amazing. I took a video of myself wearing it unblocked, and then I blocked it and took another video again. And the video is not the greatest quality. I didn't care. I just wanted to see the differences. And it's amazing. The difference between blocked and unblocked in this sweater is amazing because you have this split hem at the bottom that's ribbed. And it was so scrunched up on itself when it wasn't blocked, and now that it's blocked and all opened up, it just lays so nice and it drapes so nicely, and it's so oversized and beautiful, and the drop shoulder dropped so well and everything lays so flat. It's so good. Here's what the back looks like. It has that nice drop shoulder detail. It looks so good. I guess I'll show the stitch definition with this yarn. Again, this is marshmallow worsted from Nomad that I just dyed up. Hopefully you can see it all right. I love it. I love it so much. Anytime it gets kind of cold outside or at home, in the house. Anytime it gets a little cold in the house, I pop it on. So I've been wearing it quite a bit. I finished it earlier this week. Last episode, 2 weeks ago, I only had this back yoke done. And then after that episode, I knit the front, and then I did a few inches of the body, I think, and then I knit the sleeves each in like a day. I love knitting sleeves, I decided. I love knitting sleeves. They're so quick, especially worsted weight sleeves. I mean, come on. And then I finished up the body in another day or two and the split hem. I think I slowed it down after that and did like each half of the split hem in one day or something like that instead of pushing myself through it. But it's a very enjoyable knit. I'm in love with it. I'm gonna wear the heck out of this all the time. I promise you that, because it's so good. Absolutely love the color. Absolutely love the fit and the style and everything. I did knit the size B, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it was size B. I have this much yarn yet left. I haven't weighed it yet. I haven't filled out my like tester feedback form yet, so I haven't done all the information. So I don't know for sure if after blocking that this ended up being gauge or not. I did test, or I did knit a gauge swatch. My gauge swatch was right, but lately I've been having issues with gauge swatches and like knitting my gauge swatch and then having it be totally different on the garment itself. So I'm trying to kind of figure out what that is. So I'm trying to take better notes and figure out what that is. But I'll figure that out after I'm filming and editing and see how my gauge is. But regardless, I absolutely love it. This is about how much I had left over. I dyed up 445 grams of yarn and it called for 450. And I think this was like a 45 gram-ish ball. And I barely got into it. Like I didn't need very much at all. I'm sure I could have gotten out of just 400 grams if I didn't knit the body as long as I did, but I love the way it fits. And I'll put it on in a sec, but definitely had leftovers based on what the pattern called for size B. And it fits great and I love it. Anyways, okay, the next and the only other finished object is knit up a sock in the colorway for August. And I haven't shared it with everybody yet, but here it is. And it's so fun. I've really been experimenting with variegated and speckles and everything like that. And this was a lot of fun for me. The orange, I never really go for orange. And so I was like, is this gonna turn out? But it did, and I love it. So let me tell you, this is the color, and I'll put up pictures of the skeins as well because the yarn is just pretty in skeins. But here's the cake. So the sock set is called Blueberry Picking. So this is the blueberries, a bunch of ripe berries and not so ripe blueberries. And this is the bucket because in August, my husband, my daughter, and I went blueberry picking at a farm near us. And they gave us a bright orange bucket to put all of our blueberries in. And it was just a fun little memory. And I just thought it would be fun to name all of my sock sets after just fun memories or things that I love, because that's what my brand is Golden Hour Knitwear, things that I love. Because I love the golden hour, I love knitting. So everything that I create, I just want it to be something that I love. And so blueberry picking with my family was something that I loved. And so I wanted to make a sock set out of it. And that's what I came up with. And it's so much fun. So I just did a vanilla sock. I kind of just wung it based off of socks that I've done in the past. I didn't do anything fancy, just 64 stitches, I'm pretty sure, 2x2 ribbing, whatever type of heel this is called. Also, this is weird. I'm putting my fingers up there and seeing my fingernails painted. I never paint my fingernails, and they're probably horribly done. But this is totally off topic. But I teach piano and clarinet. You all know that by now if you've been here. But I have a music store that is just a bunch of fun things in buckets. And once a month, so every week my students can earn music money for practicing and passing things off and asking good questions and stuff. And then once a month they can spend their music money at the music store for candy and treats and stuff and toys and things like that. So the music store has been sitting out on the floor in the studio lately. My daughter keeps going in there and she always pulls out the nail polish. And I'm like, okay, fine. So yesterday I had her pick out a color and we painted our nails together for the first time. And I'm usually not into that at all, but it was such a fun, sweet experience to have my little girl on my lap while we painted our nails. She picked the color. I painted her nails. She sat so nice and still, and she blew on her nails when she was done. It was so cute. And then when I was done, she like pulled my hand over and pointed to my fingers, and I was like, "You want mommy to paint her nails too?" And she goes, "Yes." Just like that. That's how she says yes. So I was like, okay, we can match. And so now every time I see her little fingernails painted, and I just see that we match, and it's just cute, and I love her, so it's all good. But it's just jarring every time I see pink on my fingers. Oh well. Anyway, so that's that sock, the blueberry picking sock. Lots of fun. I enjoyed it. I just need to cast on that other one. Otherwise, it's never going to get done. And this yarn is nice and soft. I'm really, really happy with it. So, yeah, that one's that. Oh, by the way, I'm enjoying my sock set club. That's been a lot of fun for me to dye up a bunch of yarn and send it out. I just finished dyeing September's sock set. If you are interested in joining the sock set club, I will open it again in the future, I think. I don't know if it'll be in like a month or two from now or like in January. I don't know for sure. Whenever I feel like I can take extra people, but just know that I think I will be opening that again because it's a lot of fun for me. In the meantime though, the colorways that I know that I can recreate, I'm putting on my website. So I know I've talked about Etsy in the past, but I have had struggles and we're just not doing Etsy anymore. So I made a website. I'll put it in the description below. It's just goldenhourknitwear.com. Super convenient that was not taken. So I could just straight up goldenhourknitwear.com. So that's in the description below. And if you're interested in ordering this yarn, it's in the shop, which is exciting. So I'm only going to leave it up for like a week or something like that. And speaking of the website, I guess I'll just throw this out there really quick. I know I'm talking about yarn and everything instead of knits, but I'm going to hurry and throw it out there. So I have decided to do a hand-dyed yarn advent this year. It's going to be for New Year's instead of like Christmas or Halloween or any of the other holidays that happen this time of year. It's going to be for New Year's because it's a little further out, and I think the theme fits perfect. So it's called It's the Little Things. So I'm pretty sure that's what I called it. I'll put the link in the description below. But basically, it's inspired by all of the little things throughout the year that aren't so little, that just make us happy. So, like, I don't want to give anything away, but like walks with your family or a good book. I don't know if these ones will be in there yet. I haven't 100% decided on all the colorways, so I'm not teasing anything too badly. I might be, I might not be, but we'll see. But yes, it's called It's the Little Things. It's 12 20-gram minis and 100-gram main skein, and they'll all complement each other. It's the colors that I've chosen for it. I have a color scheme. I looked up retro rainbow on Pinterest, and that's what I'm going with. Those are just the colors I'll tell you, like the name of the colors, I guess. So I'll put a little picture on the screen of what colors you can kind of expect to see in that. Ish, obviously. And yeah, so I'm only leaving that listing up for like a week or maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. But I really want to just get it ordered and listed and filled and start dyeing yarn right away because that's coming up. I'm kind of late to the game on that. And I'm only offering like 24 in total or something. So if you want one, be sure to hop over there and get it now. Okay, now that we have yarn out of the way, back to projects and things. Okay, so I've shared all my finished objects. Now let's get into whips. Oh, actually, I forgot to share. So I don't have the finished object with me anymore, but it is a sample knit that I knit for Fuzzy Peach Fibers, a hand-dyed yarn company. And it was so much fun. It was not extremely stressful. It was just kind of stressful because I was knitting this colorwork sweater for somebody else. And I was terrified of every little mistake and every little imperfection. I was like, oh no, she's gonna hate it. And I had a timeline, so I couldn't just keep ripping back if I had like, I don't know, not that I really needed to rip, but like, you know what I'm saying. I couldn't be a huge perfectionist is what I'm trying to say. So I knitted it up. It's the Kerr sweater by Rebecca Clow. It was so much fun to knit. I really enjoyed it. And I kind of want to knit one for my husband, I think. He liked it. I showed it to him when it was all done, and he's like, ooh, I like that. And I showed him some projects on Ravelry of the sweater in different colors, and he's like, oh, actually, I do kind of like that. So I might have to make him one, but probably not for like a year or two, because I don't think I could handle 2 of those in a year. But it was a lot of fun. She styled it amazingly. She posted it on Instagram recently, and it looked amazing. So it was with colors. The reason I couldn't show it to you in previous episodes is because the colors were for this current collection that she's just released, and I couldn't show the colors until the colors were released. And by the time they were released, I didn't have it with me anymore, and I didn't take great photos with it, but she took amazing photos with it. So here it is on the screen. It looks amazing. The colors are gorgeous. If you're wondering whether you want to order from her, do it, because those colors are gorgeous. After working with the yarn, it was so soft. It was so nice to knit with, and the colors were amazing. So the colors that I used were Midnight, was the dark green, and Lumina was the white. But anyways, so if you are looking for another hand-dyed yarn person to, what's the word, support, then you can go check her out on Instagram. She's Fuzzy Peach Fibers, and she has gorgeous colorways all the time. Her collection's open right now. So anyways, you can go check her out. Okay, now we are on to whips. So let's see. The first one that I want to show, I'm so excited about this one. I haven't worked on it in like a week or something like that, because I need to rip out the arm and fix it. And I'm winging it. I'm making this up as I go. But you'll see. So I'm using colors from the collection that I just launched. Dusty Moss, White Picket Fence, and Soil. And these are so soft. I just love touching them. But here is the sweater. And if you saw my video that I posted last week of my collection, or if you've seen my Instagram recently, I've posted about it, or on my stories if you follow along, you've seen this, but I'll explain it now. So this is a sweater. Obviously, it does not look like a sweater, but we're all knitters and we all know what unfinished sweaters look like. So this is going to be a drop shoulder sweater and striped, but the stripes are marled. So it's super fun. I need to obviously finish the body, but I wanted to start the sleeves for sure, I want to have one sleeve done before I get to the body, just so I can kind of see how things are laying together. But my sleeve isn't doing what I want it to do. So I want, when it lays flat, I want these stripes to line up with these stripes down here. And it's not exactly doing that when I put it on. They honestly, depending on how the fabric folds on itself, they kind of end up working along with these stripes instead of these stripes. So it's kind of weird. The green one does, the brown one does not. So what I need to do, what I've done is I put short rows in the sleeves. That's why you can see a wedge of white instead of a stripe of white. So what I need to do, I think, is just add more short rows so that this comes down even more, so that when it lies, it's more horizontal rather than slanted. And then hopefully if I add more German short rows, it will line up with this down here, those stripes down there. But if any of you have any suggestions on how to get your stripes on your sleeves to line up with your body, I would gladly take those suggestions. But anyways, I'll explain a little bit more of what this is in general. This is 2 fingering weight strands held together, so that once you get to the stripes, you can hold one strand of the main color with one strand of the contrasting color to have a marled stripe. And I think it's so much fun. I love the colors together. I'm thinking about other colors to do. And like in my head, I see like a dark brown with a light blue and a white, blue and white stripes. And I see like a white sweater with light gray and dark gray or black stripes. It's fun to think of new colors, and I'm excited to see this done. So what I am envisioning for the whole thing is oversized drop shoulder sweater, and I don't know for sure. So the drops aren't hanging quite as much off the body as I wanted them to, but I don't think that's a horrible, horrible thing. And I think once it's blocked, I think it'll drop a little bit more too. So I'm not horribly worried about that. And then I'll do a folded collar. I'm thinking about doing it with just brown, but I don't know if that's going to be too bold for me or not, or if that's even bold at all. I don't know. If I want to do just brown for the collar or just white, the cream color. And then if I do that, then I would consider doing the sleeves in all brown as well, which would be fun. But the only problem with that is that by the time I get to the bottom of the sleeve, the brown is the bottom color. So then you'll have green, brown, white, and then hard, like solid brown cuff on the arm. So I don't know if it's weird to have two browns right next to each other like that, or if I would do a white cuff with just like a ring of brown, like 2 or 3 rows of brown on the outside of the cuff, or I don't know what I would do. I just think it'd be fun to mess with colors in the ribbing on the neck and on the cuffs and on the ribbing on the body. So I don't know, we'll see. And then on the body, on the bottom of the sweater for the hem, I can't decide. I definitely want split hem, and I don't know if I want to do a rounded hem or if I just want to keep it straight. But I think I want it to be like long split hem, kind of. Not quite as long as like the Iyun sweater, but I think I do want kind of a longer split hem. So it might start like at the top of where my high-waisted jeans go. I don't know. But I'll obviously figure that out as I get to the bottom of the body. But I'm excited for this. It's so soft. It's so just enjoyable. Stripes are fun because, especially because like when there's 3 stripes in the sequence, or I guess there's 4, big, medium, small, medium. And so anytime I sit down to knit this, I'm like, okay, white. Oh, now I'm to the green. Okay, now I have to get to the brown. Okay, now I have to finish the brown. Oh, yay. Okay, but now it's curling on itself because it's stockinette. So I have to get some white. Oh, I'm through the white. I got to finish the white. Oh, now I'm to the green. Let's finish the whole sequence, right? So it's like I got to go one more round, one more round, one more round. It's popcorn knitting. So anyways, I'm excited about this. I think it's looking so fun. Here it is, close up-ish. But this has been very fun for me. I'm excited to work on it some more this week because I've spent the last week just wanting to finish that Wren sweater. This one is also new. I don't think I've shown this on my Instagram story once. I've talked about doing this, but I haven't actually done it because I was scared to show people until you could actually see what it looked like on me because it's bold for me and it's crazy. So this is also colors for my collection, my current collection, Everyday Autumn. And it's a lot. Ready? So, and I actually love it. So this is, I'm almost done. I just need to finish up the body. I didn't cast off the body. I put it on scrap yarn so that I could do the collar and try it on, see where it is, before finishing the body, because I only have one skein to do this. I only want to do it in one skein. I don't want to break into any other skeins. So, and I have quite a bit left, so I think I can do this quite as long as I want. But anyways, I want to try this on for you just so you can see what's going on here. Okay, this is crazy because I don't wear orange, but I kind of love it. So it's just weird to see pop of color on me. That's super bright, but I think it's really fun. And I put it on this morning after a lot of struggles, but I put it on this morning and was like, actually, I was worried it was going to be hideous being bright orange and like the black tweediness, but I think it's so fun and it's perfect for fall because it's black and orange. I mean, come on, it's Halloween. Anyway, so this is the mini mock neck tank by Jessie Maed of Jessie Maed Designs, and I think it's fun. And this color is the Hello Fall colorway from my latest collection, which is, I don't have them memorized, but it is a mixture of, not superwash, I think it's just wool, merino wool, I think, not superwash. Mohair is in here, so it's got a slight halo effect, and frogging it is not the super easiest thing to do. Stockinette is fine, but I had to rip out my my bind off edge a few times, and I'll get to that in a sec. I had to rip that out a few times, and it wasn't easy to rip that out, but everything else was easy to rip out because you know how mohair like sticks to itself. So this has a small percentage of mohair, It has silk and, like I said, wool, and it has viscose. I think those are just the black tweed-like speckles. So this one's fun. I am almost done. I don't want to show too much belly, but my pants are pulled way up. So this is about where it's at right now. I just need to knit a little bit longer, add the ribbing, and I'm okay with it being kind of cropped, I think. That's weird. I just showed my belly to the internet. I don't usually do, I don't do that. But, yeah, it's fun. I kind of really love it. It's really, really, really bold for me, but it's fun. So yeah, I just wanted to show you all what it looked like knitted up since it's in my collection, and it's very different for a lot of people, and it's a lot of fun. I've said that so many times now, but here's what it's looking like. This also is in the shop. I'll put it in the description if you would like, but I don't know. This is really fun for fall, and I think this is a decent color on me too. I don't know. I have a gray like button-down shirt that I'll probably wear over this a lot when it's cooler. It's not too bad right now. I'm in the sunroom. It's always hot in here. Unless it's snowy outside and then it's freezing in here, in which case we have a pellet stove. But I do like it. I think it's fun. And it's fitting really well so far. I haven't blocked it. But I was worried that it wasn't going to fit well because I watched Nitty Natty knit this, and her armhole came like way down here and she had to cut it and graft it together. I did try it on as I went. I used 2 circulars, got it on 2 circulars, tried it on. It was all right. And then I think I knit the body until I was supposed to get to the ribbing. I think I'm technically supposed to do the ribbing now. And then I put that on scrap yarn, so it's on scrap yarn now. And then I worked on the collar. I knit that up real quick on DPNs. So I couldn't try that on until it was casted off because it was on DPNs. And then my goodness, in the pattern, it says use a tubular bind off, but some testers struggled with that because it's not super, super stretchy. So you might want to try just a regular bind off and do it loosely. So I tried that. It didn't fit. I pulled it over my, like I could not get it to fit. I tried it on, when did I try it on? I swear I tried it on at some point before I binded it off to make sure it all worked. I can't remember how I did that, but somehow I got it on my head. And then I was so frustrated when I finally had it all done that I couldn't put it on. But I think I tried it on through the armhole instead of through the neck. So anyways, that was just a laugh and a frustrating laugh. So then I rip out the binding, and I even grabbed bigger needles and tried to bind off with bigger needles super loosely. It still didn't work. So I put it in a bag, shoved it off to the side for a little while. And somebody recommended the Jenny's super stretchy bind off. I tried doing that this morning and it didn't quite look right. I don't know if I was doing it wrong or if it just didn't look well with this yarn and the ribbing and just all the things. So I ripped that back. I only did like an inch of it. I didn't like it the way it looked. I've never done it before. Maybe I did it wrong. I don't know. But it wasn't looking super great. So I searched Very Pink Knits because she's never done me wrong before. Stretchy bind off. Something popped up. It had over 1 million views. I clicked on it. I was like, hey. She explained how like she had 3 swatches knitted up. They're all the same. Except for one of them was a regular bind off. One of them was some other kind of bind off. I can't remember. And then the third one was her, like the one that she was showing the stretchy bind off. And the stretchy bind off stretched like 3 inches longer than all the other ones. It was amazing. And so I was like, okay, I'm trying this. And so I tried it and holy moly, it's so stretchy. It's amazing. And I'm a little worried that putting this off and on all the time will make it kind of stretch out. But I think the wool content should help that. I don't really know. But for now, it's all good. And I probably will only ever wear this in the fall because it's so very much a fall piece, garment, whatever. So I think it'll be okay. I think it'll last a while just because of that. But anyways, if you need a super stretchy bind off, search Very Pink Knits, super stretchy bind off. So easy. So easy. And it's so stretchy. Very recommend. So grateful that I looked up Very Pink Knits, very stretchy bind off, because it was amazing and it looks great and it works great. I'm very happy for that. So very much recommended. But yes, I'm excited to finish this one. It's kind of crazy for me, but I kind of love it also. Cool that knitting makes you kind of just go out of your comfort zone. Okay, my next whip is the April cardigan by Petite Knit. This one I haven't done a lot of work on. I think honestly the only work I put on it was probably last night. And that's because this is the nicest whip. This has treated me very well. Everything else is messed up and I've had to fix it, and at least currently, right now. So I put in a good amount of work last night. I think I started maybe right here. This is under the arm. I'm holding it upside down. I probably knit maybe, was that 2 inches? I don't know. And while my husband and I listened to our book, and that's about all I've done on that this week. But it's enjoyable. It's nice. I love the yarn. Again, it's Kelborn Woolens. I don't remember the colorway name, but it's gorgeous. It's a red with blues and yellows and greens and pinks, like heathered in there. So I'm sure it's dyed in the wool and then spun together like this. I love it. It's amazing. I'm so excited to have this one done. I just hate flipping my work. So it's a cardigan. So you knit one side, then you flip it, and then you purl it, and then you flip it, and then you knit it. I don't mind purling. I feel like I'm a fast purler. It doesn't bother me at all to purl. I think I have it pretty efficiently. I just don't like flipping my work and resituating everything. But it was enjoyable to knit on last night, so I should just get back on that. And I don't want to have more than one cardigan going, and I really want to start the Minnow cardigan, but I kind of don't want to start that until this is done. Because then this will never get done, because I'll only work on one cardigan, and it'll be the Minnow cardigan. But anyways, that's that. Not much to show on that. It's been enjoyable. It was really great for me yesterday because, like I said, it's been a week. I've had crazy technology things to fix and work on, and just all the frustrating things happening as far as technology goes with websites and Etsy and all of that fun stuff. And I've done a lot of dyeing, I've done a lot of, and so I just needed some good comfort knitting, and all of my other knits are just messed up. I finished the Wren. I had nothing wrong with the Wren. Everything was so fantastic with the Wren sweater. And then my mini mock neck tank, that collar was killing me. Trying to find a cast off that worked for that. Finally found one. I'm glad I can just finish that and be done with it. Not that it's a non-enjoyable knit. It was enjoyable knit. It's just that bind off was driving me insane. And then this other whip that I have that I will show right now. It's my mom's shawl. After 2 days of only dyeing yarn and only working on my website and not really knitting at all, it's like it was late at night. It's like, I'm just gonna set a timer for 20 minutes and knit. And this is what I worked on. And then 20 minutes later, my alarm goes off. I'm like, okay, it's time to go to bed. I took a closer look at what I'd done, and I did the right side on the wrong side. I knitted it backwards. And it's like, that was useless. The only knitting I got done in the last 2 days, and it's completely useless. I have to rip it back. I was so frustrated. So yesterday, just knitting on the April cardigan, just stock knit. It was nice. That's what I should have worked on instead of this. But it's okay. It's probably only like 6 rounds, or rows, I guess. 4 to 6-ish. I don't know. But this is an enjoyable knit. I'm excited to work more on this. The yarn is gorgeous. It's Malabrigos. Their worsted base, whatever that is. It's nice and soft. The color is pretty. What is on this? Like dry grass. But it's nice and pretty. That's the only work I've got on it since you last saw it. It's probably been like a month since I worked on this besides that. So that's another reason why I messed up, is because it's been like a month. And I wasn't entirely sure how I was supposed to read the charts anymore. It took me a while to figure out to begin with, because the pattern isn't entirely intuitive. I think I don't know if it's a magazine pattern or not, but it's very brief and concise. Very, very brief and concise. It doesn't explain, it doesn't hold your hand, it doesn't explain everything you're supposed to do, which is fine. I just have never knit a shawl, for one. And for two, most of the charts that I follow are in the round, so I know it's the right side, and I just know to always go the same way. I don't have to go, you know, snake through the chart, go left to right, right to left, left to right, or whatever it is. So that was kind of weird. And then it doesn't say on the pattern whether the odd rows are right or left. So when I came back to it after like a month of not knitting on it, I was like, hey, right is left. Okay, I think this is right. I think this is correct. I think I'm about to do it right. And then I knitted 6 rows and it was wrong. So at least now I know which way is correct. I had that problem starting this as well. And I don't know if there's a standard way to read charts. I'm sorry, I don't know. I might be just showing how stupid and ignorant I am on reading charts here. But when I started this shawl, I had to start again like 3 or 4 times because I couldn't figure out which rows were the right side rows and which rows were the wrong side rows. Because the legend for each symbol in the chart says on right side rows do this and on wrong side rows do this. And I was like, well, that's nice and helpful, but that doesn't tell me which row is right side and which row is wrong side. Because, I mean, okay, so sometimes the legend will help you figure out which is right and which is right, but which is right and which is wrong. But when every symbol has a on right sides do this and on wrong sides do this, it's not at all helpful. For the legend is helpful. It's not helpful in helping you figure out which way to read the chart. And when nothing in the chart tells you, nothing in the pattern tells you which rows on the chart are right or wrong, and doesn't tell you whether the first row is even right or wrong, like, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Maybe y'all can tell me in the comments how, if there's like this unspoken chart rule that I don't know and how to read charts correctly. Like, I know how to read charts, I just, usually patterns say the the odd rows are wrong and the even rows are right or swapped or whatever. But anyways, that's my rant on that. It's a fun pattern. I just wish the pattern was a little bit more helpful, I guess. Anyways, my mom is coming in like 4 or 5 days. This is for her. This is not going to be done for that unless I knit like a madman. But I don't want to knit like a madman this week because I've been knitting like a madman for that sample sweater that I showed earlier, the Kerr sweater. And I wanted to finish the Wren sweater, so I knit like a madman for that. And I knit my mini mock neck tank like a madman. I've had a lot of knitting. Anyways, I don't want to knit like a madman this week. I'm going to take it slow this week. But anyways, that's that. I'm going to take it slow. So yeah, so like I said, I don't want to knit like madman. I think, so I finished the Wren sweater. I'm so close to finishing the mini mock neck tank. And usually if I have 1 or 2 finished objects, I'm like, okay, what 3 or 4 projects can I cast on? Right? And I am thinking about what I want to cast on next. And as far as sweaters go and tops, I definitely want to cast on the minnow top, or not the minnow top, the minnow cardigan next. But I think I'm going to hold off a little bit because I feel a little frantic with the amount of whips that I have. And I know it's not a lot compared to some people. It just feels like a lot because I have a lot of socks-ish going, which some of them I've decided to rip back for another day. Maybe we'll talk. But I'm not going to talk about that now. But like, I've got my blanket that I just want done. I've got my mom's shawl that I just want done. I've got the blueberry sock that I need to knit the other of. I've got the vortex sock that I need to knit the other of. The weekend shorty sock that I needed to knit the other of. Like, just all these things. And I've got the sock set club that I'm dyeing for. So I now have a sock set coming into my possession every month because I'm dyeing myself one as well. And I want to knit it up as I get it so that I know how the technique that I used knits up, if that makes sense, so that I can learn from what I've done. So And then I have the yarn from my collection that I would love to make a blanket with. I want to make myself a scarf so that as it gets cold outside, I have a scarf. So when it's freezing and I take the dog out on walks, I have a scarf. But I don't want to start my collection blanket, which I think would be sweet to have. I don't want to start that until my other blanket is done. I don't want to start a scarf for myself until my mom's shawl is done. And then I have all these socks going, and I just feel a little overwhelmed with those things. So I think I'm going to take the next week to just kind of get caught up on those things. I might kind of try to, I know I said I don't want to knit like a madman, but I might push myself and try to finish the blanket. I might push myself and try to get a lot done on this, and I might try to finish like a sock or two just to kind of get going through things. Because like I said, I have all those socks that I need to knit the second of. And then I just finished dyeing my September sock sets, and I need to knit those up. And I promised my husband socks. Like, I have all of the socks. And then, you know, just all of the things. So I want to get caught up on like accessories, socks, blankets, and stuff. Take some time to just work on those and not feel obligated on sweaters this week. And then next week, depending on where we are with those things, I'll probably cast on the Minot cardigan. And I really want to knit something with this. So this is my brick colorway from the Everyday Autumn collection that I just put out. And I love it so much. It's such a good red. I'm so proud of myself. Tooting my own horn. I love it. And I see a waffle knit quarter zip sweater with this. I really want a waffle knit quarter zip sweater. And yes, this is fingering weight. I don't know if I'm going to hate myself for doing an oversized. Well, I don't think I want it super oversized. But I can't find a pattern of an oversized drop shoulder. Not super, like a maybe 2-inch, 3-inch positive ease. Waffle knit, drop shoulder, quarter zip sweater. So I think I just need to make one up. But I have no idea how to do that. So I'm at least going to swatch. I'm so excited to swatch that up. Because I think this top is a waffle knit stitch top, I think. Here. But it's commercially made. It's made with a machine. And so, or maybe it's broken rib. Maybe it's broken rib. Maybe I'll do broken rib instead. Because I love broken rib. Oh my goodness. But I'm going to try swatching broken rib, and I'm going to swatch waffle knit. Because I like the waffle knit stitch. I have another shirt that's waffle. And I think it's such a great fall stitch pattern. But when it's actually knit by a person in a thick yarn, I don't love it in like worsted or bulky, maybe even DKs too. I don't really know. I've never knitted that stitch myself. So I want to try it in a fingering. I might even hold it double and see what it looks like DK. I just think that stitch looks great fine, like when it's in a more fine stitch. Fine looking, so in a thinner weight. You know what I'm saying. So I want to swatch that, see what it looks like, see how doable it is. And then I need to contemplate how I would construct that sweater, because I have no idea. I've never knit a zippered sweater. But I have some ideas. I need to think some more. I need to swatch and then figure it out, because I would love to have that sweater that I just explained. I would love to have that. So we will see. We will see. That will probably take a lot of frogging on my part to figure out. But that's what I'm thinking. I absolutely love the color. So it needs something good. All right, we have a few like simple acquisitions. I did get another tin from Wicked Notions because I love their tins and I just love having tins. Still, it's so weird to see fingernail polish on my fingers. It's so weird. But so this is the tin. I love it. It's amazing. She does amazing work on these. And I love the art on it. Having tins is so nice. I now have 3. I just put them in all of my project bags of my that need stitch markers and stuff like that. And I just always have them on hand, and it's so handy. I love having tins so much. I love them so much. So I'm so glad I got another one. She had a sale, and so I got this one. I couldn't help myself. So that's that. She's also such an amazing human being, like just so kind. Love supporting small businesses, especially when they're great people. So I also, okay, a little backstory. So I was sick of all my knitting mess ups the other day, and my closet. So in our house, there's like my husband's office, and then there's like my studio. And in my studio has the piano. That's where I teach clarinet and piano, and where I do like my computer work and stuff, where I keep all of my hobby stuff. So all my yarn is in there. And there was nowhere for me to put it in the room, so I've been shoving it all in the closet. And I've never really had a ton of yarn, but as soon as I started dyeing more, oh my goodness, it's just like accumulating so much. And the closet was unbearable. So yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I moved, so I have a keyboard, like an electric keyboard in the corner, and then some space, and then I have like along the wall, and then I have my desk so that I could turn around and work on the keyboard if it was plugged into the computer and put music into the computer and stuff. But I haven't done that in a while. I don't foresee myself doing that in a while. That's not really who I am as a musician. So I was like, you know what? Get rid of the keyboard. So we moved the keyboard into the basement where we store all the random crap. We might actually put it upstairs in our little play area that we want to set up for our daughter. But anyways, so I moved that out of the way, and I put a shelf there, and I put all of my yarn there. So I spent yesterday during my daughter's nap, and then after she went to bed, no, just during her nap, maybe a little bit after she went to bed. But anyways, I spent that time taking all the yarn out of the closet and putting it on the shelf, and all my needles and my projects and all the things. It was so much fun. And it was just so good for my soul to kind of rearrange that little corner of my room a little bit. And now I just have all my favorite things out in the room. Like we have the baby grand piano. I love the way that rug in that room pairs with the hardwood floors and pairs with the gray walls, like, and the wood piano. And then we have the shelf, which the shelf needs some help. It's getting old. It needs a new paint job. But besides that, it's got all my yarns on it. It's got my project bags. It's got my stitch markers. It's got my tins. It's got my spinning stuff and all my fiber. I love it. So I made my soul so happy to just spend time organizing that yesterday. And I know a lot of people, podcasters, would have filmed that, but I'm not particularly comfortable filming where my husband can hear me. Not that it's bad, like I'm just shy about it. Not that it's right, like he's so supportive of everything that I'm doing with the channel and dyeing. It's amazing how much he supports me, and I'm so grateful for that. But I can't be myself in front of a camera when I know another human being is watching me. So, so anyways, I didn't film it. I did put a lot of it on my stories, so I might put some photos up on the screen or something, but it was a lot of fun, very enjoyable. Went down memory lane a few times with some things that I found in the basement and in the closet, and just, it was a lot of fun to put together. So I'm really happy about that. And now I don't have, so my room becomes a big mess. The studio becomes a big mess because I like to knit on the floor, and like I kind of just leave my projects all sprawled out on the floor and on my desk, and I just leave it there. And then because the closet has been such a massive overflowing mess that I couldn't organize it. Anyways, and then when students come, I just spend the time before students come throwing everything in the closet so that it's not a big mess for them, and then it looks all nice and tidy, but the closet is a wreck. So now I'm excited that all of my whips and things have a nice spot on the shelf, and I'm sitting at my desk. I can turn around and grab yarn or whatever, and it's just great. I'm happy about that. It's a great setup. I love it. So happy I did that. Anyways, the reason I brought that up is because another acquisition I got is I just went to Michael's. I always get like the $5 vouchers because I go to Michael's a lot. But I used my little $5 voucher, and this is one of the things, like, wow, that's not going to show up well. These are just little tags, and I'm planning on using these to organize either the yarn that I've dyed myself and haven't labeled, because why label my own yarn? Or to label, probably mostly to label my scraps. There's, what is there? 150 little tags in there, and they're super cute. Look at them. I didn't really think this through. Those are kind of small. I don't know if I'll be able to get all the information I need on there. But like, for example, I don't know how I want to keep my scraps exactly yet. But, for example, this one is leftovers from my Wren sweater. So I don't know how I'm going to get these to stick through there. I don't know if I'm just going to simply like get a darning needle and just tie it on there, or tie it around the outside of it, or if I'm going to put it back into a hank, because I feel like those keep a little bit nicer. There's no worries of tangle when they're in a hank, right? So if I put it in a hank, then I can just simply tie this on. And for example, like with this one, I would write with the that it's worsted weight, that it's 100% superwash merino wool, that it bleeds. So if you use it in a stripy or a scrappy project, be careful, because this one, it bleeds. I didn't rinse it particularly well, I guess, because when I blocked it, there was a lot of dye in it. Anyways, so just stuff like that I think would be useful to know. And I think this will be enough space to fit all that information if I write on both sides. And they're aesthetic and they're cute. And they're pretty cheap, relatively speaking. So I don't know, I think that's fun. Just to kind of keep scraps a little bit more organized. I think I might also use them on swatches to label my swatches better, because there have been a few times where I swatch, or I work on a project, like I swatch and then I work on a project, and then a few months go by, I take the needles off so that I can work on another project. Another couple months go by, and then I come back to the project and I'm like, what needle did I use? I have no idea what needle I used for that. So using these to label, I used this needle, this yarn. This is the gauge that I got before blocking. This is the gauge that I got after blocking. I think it'd be really nice. And then they're already cut out, and the yarn or the thread is already on them. Like, so easy to just grab one, tie it on, write down what you need to write down. I think perfect. So these are fun at Michael's, 150. I don't know, they're cute. I think it'll be really nice to help me keep things more organized. Oh, that's not going back in the bag. Okay, I got one more thing at Michael's yesterday, and I shouldn't have, because I'm trying to save my money for, there's the wool gathering this weekend that I'm going to with my mom, and I wanted to save my money for that. I still have some hobby money to spend, but we will see. I just needed another basket for my little shelf. So this is the basket that I got. I think it's super cute. I love it a lot. There's like 3 sizes there, and they're like, all of their baskets are like 50% off right now or something like that. And I just needed something for all my scraps. And we went to Michael's to pick up the order that I got for those little tags. And we walked around the store to look for fall decorations. And I was like, oh boy, look at all those baskets. Oh, look at them all. They all look so nice. Oh, look at them. They're 50% off. And I need one. I just said like an hour ago, I need one while I was organizing my stuff. So I got the biggest one. And I really like it. It's great. It's got my scraps in it. So it's got currently that as well. And that. But I'm planning on keeping like cakes in here. So I have this basket that has all like my scrap sock yarns, or the leftover sock yarns, because I do not use the whole 100-gram skein for a sock. But this just has sock yarn in it that I've used in the past. And then this is everything else. So like here's some acrylic yarn, here's some more acrylic yarn, here's mohair from my, what was that called? What top is that? Cumulus blouse. Yarn from my, wow, see, this is already a big mess. Maybe I really should hank these all up because they won't tangle as bad. But yarn from my minnow top, yarn from my Miles shirt jacket. I still need this for my mini mock neck tank. This thing that I never finished. Oops. Yarn from, I did hank this one back up. This is not a full hank. This is like 20 grams or something like that, 25 grams. But see, if I were to, I could put the little tag on here and I would know exactly what it is. But this is from my twist loop top. Like it's just nice to have all of my cakes and scraps in here, right? Like I'm not gonna get to this anytime. I caked this up so that I could knit a swatch for the collection. I'm not gonna get to this anytime soon. Bam. And the shelf looks nice and organized. I still haven't taken the tag off yet. Oops. But anyways, I'm excited about that. I really love the shelf that I put together. Really happy about all of that. It's been a good week for knitting. I mean, I know I talked about all of those mistakes and how they drove me nuts, but it's been a good 2 weeks for knitting. The last few days, and it just struggles with shops, putting shops online. But but yes, so I think that's everything to share. It's been a good 2 weeks. I'm excited for the next 2 weeks to see what happens with all those accessories and things. And the wool gathering, I'll have some fun acquisitions next week, maybe. But I've been enjoying dyeing and knitting and all of those things. So if you are interested, again, you can find me at goldenhourknitwear.com. Ooh. And at goldenhour.knitwear on Instagram if you want to follow along with everything and keep an eye on the sweaters that I'm knitting on and making up as I go, the yarns that I'm dyeing. If you would like to shop the collection, the advent, or any of the sock sets that are currently on there. Things are pretty limited because I am pretty limited in my capacities to dye. And things won't be on there for very long. So if you want something, go take a look. But yeah, this has been enjoyable. I'm loving everything that I'm working on now. So anyways, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support to anybody who's ordered yarn for me. Anytime I get a sale, I'm like, woo, and do a little happy dance. It's so fun, so enjoyable. I am so glad that I started doing this podcast, started dyeing. Like, this is truly my happy place. And I'm so grateful for you all and just for being here and supporting me and watching and being my friends. I want to ramble some more. Can I ramble some more? So in college and in high school and all the times before that, like, you know, like I know who I was and what I was doing. Like I was the music girl and I was good at music and I was great at clarinet and good at school. And I had goals to shoot for all the time and concerts to shoot for and things to practice for. And it was great. Growing up, getting out of school, living your life after that, it's like, hey, now what? Because, I mean, I don't work. I'm a stay-at-home mom. And so it's just like, where do I belong, right? And moving so much after college, it's hard to find the right friends and figure out kind of where I fit into the world besides, like, I know I fit in my family and I know I'm the mom. But that's hard sometimes and you just need to get out of that. So I'm very grateful for this space. All that goes to say, I'm very grateful for this space and like, I belong in this own little tiny world that I've created of Golden Hour Knitwear. It's been so fun to create this little area and to have the little friends that I've made. You all mean the world to me. I have so much fun spending my time in this little world that I've created. So anyways, I hope that didn't sound like I've created a world, but like just this little space, I guess. I'll call it a space. This little space that I've created and put together and that I just spend time in. And you all spend time with me. And I really appreciate that. Long story short, I appreciate you all. Anyways, thank you for being here. All right. So I was cleaning up and getting ready to go edit. And I was thinking about that whole tangent that I gave you all on how much I appreciate all of you. I was like, you know what? I've been waiting to do a giveaway until I got to 500 subscribers here on YouTube. But I love you all so much and I appreciate you all so much. Why wait? Why? So we're going to do it. We're going to do it now. So thank you all for being here. We're going to do a giveaway and we're going to do these two skeins of Distant Mountain Range. Such a stunning color. This is fingering weight, 100% superwash merino, 4-ply. It's super soft. I love it. It's 437 yards per skein, and one person can receive them. Let's make this one open worldwide. I've done one other giveaway on the channel before, but that was only to the US. So let's do worldwide. Make it some fun, make it fun. So this is open worldwide. Anybody can enter to win as long as you have an address that I can ship to. And to enter, all you're gonna have to do is make sure you're following the channel and then like this video and comment down below. What should we comment? Comment down below what your favorite thing about the fall is. Yeah, just do that. What's your favorite thing about the fall? Or you can say what you would knit with these two skeins. Apparently don't use the word giveaway in your comment because it brings the crazies. That's what I hear everybody else say. I don't know for sure. Never experienced it, but I'm inexperienced. So, is there anything else I'm supposed to say with that? Oh, I will let you all know in 2 weeks on the next podcast. So if I upload a video next week, I won't let you know next week. I'll let you know in 2 weeks. You have like almost 2 weeks to enter because I'll film the next video and then while I'm editing, I'll put the winner on the screen. So while I'm editing, that's when it'll be closed. And before I go to edit, I'll change the description on this video and put giveaway closed so you all know. But I will announce in 2 weeks from now who the giveaway is. And then the winner will just have like a week or something to email me and let me know what their mailing address is. Otherwise, I will pass it on to another winner. But that's this one. Yeah, thank you all again. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you all. So anyways, let's move on to the rest. Hopefully I'll see you next week because I want to put up what I want to knit this fall. I want to make one of those videos, put that up. We will see if that happens because it'll be a busy week preparing for my mom to come and sending out sock sets and dyeing, and we have the wool fest. Anyways, lots of stuff going on this week. Hopefully I can get that video filmed and edited in the next few days so that I can schedule it for Friday. If not, I will see you in 2 weeks. Either way, I'll see you in at most 2 weeks from now. But thank you again for being here. You're all amazing. Thank you very much. I will see you next time, whenever it is. Bye. Okay, just a sec, really quick. I was just cleaning up, and these were by each other, and aren't those kind of fun together? Like, it's the right shade of yellow and the right shade of orange. I kind of like that. Yarn.